This is Home Hardware, and Greg, the owner, has invited us in for an interview and for a chat about his business. Let's get right into it. The store looks a little bit different, but that's due to the government restrictions. There's a large selection of tools. Also a large selection of lighting. Paint supplies is a 10 out of 10. Lawnmowers. They also have kitchen items. These are my mom's favorite cups. Lots of plant pots, seeds, and gardening supplies. We want to ask you some questions. Tell us about yourself.
So my name's Craig Geerlinks, and I'm one of the owner alongside with my partner. So we've been here for almost a year now. This is a family-run business. It's an independent location, and we're in the business of lumber and building materials.
Nice. What kind of things can we find here? You said lumber and building materials. What else?
So it's anywhere, if you walk yourself through the store, I mean, we have a very large selection, anywhere from tools to hardware to fasteners to paint to garden supplies, and then into electrical, into lighting, lumber, all the building materials required for a house. So ultimately, anything that you can imagine within a household, from the structure of the house right down to the pots and pans.
Interesting.
Why do you get into Home Hardware franchise business? And is this one of your only stores?
We actually have 3, and this is our 3rd location. My father originally was an owner, going back to the early 90s.
Interesting.
We own a location in St. Thomas, which has been our primary location. We have a secondary location in Port Stanley, and this store in Komoka has been recently our 3rd acquisition.
Interesting. Do you get shipments from overseas, and how has the pandemic affected your shipments?
So we do get shipments overseas, but everything comes into a centralized distribution center. So Home Hardware operates a huge facility in St. Jacobs.
All right.
And everything distributes from there. So certainly there's been challenges, with supply like anybody else, but we always find ways to get through it.
How many employees do you have?
In this particular location, we have 43 full and part-time members here.
Nice. How old do you have to be to work here?
15 years old. So that shouldn't be too far away for you guys.
Not that old.
What is the busiest season for Home Hardware?
Our busiest season would be essentially right now. Typically the springtime, getting through the winter months. People want to get outside, so all the lawn and the fertilizer in the building starts to pick up. So typically it's May, June, and July are our busiest months.
Well, let's talk about the lumber. We've heard that prices are very high, and why is that? And does that affect you guys?
Well, I haven't had this conversation in about 5 minutes, so I'm glad that you asked this. Yeah, certainly the price of lumber has impacted a lot of people. I mean, unfortunately, it's not something that we have a great deal of control over. We're ultimately just passing it along from the manufacturing into the end user's hands. But it certainly has been a challenge, and we're seeing historic highs right now with regards to pricing, but we have to make the adjustments and we move forward.
All right.
Another important issue right now is COVID-19. We know it has affected many business owners. In which way has it affected you?
Well, it certainly it affects our staff, and it affects the customers, and that's the biggest challenge that we face. I mean, ultimately, yes, we like to welcome the walk-in traffic and have people in here on a day-to-day basis. We're doing the best we can to get the product in the hands of our customers, but ultimately, it's our biggest challenge is for our own staff and making sure that they stay motivated and keep encouraging them to kind of make our way through this pandemic.
I see. And we follow the community Facebook page, and we know that they love the way that you've set up your curbside pickup. Can you tell us this process, and is it more challenging for you guys to do the curbside pickup than it is for just walk in and buy?
It is. There's lots of components and lots of pieces that make it work. I mean, essentially we're taking phone calls, taking orders via phone, picking the orders, getting the orders into our customers' hands when they come forward. So it certainly is, there's challenges, there's a little bit more work involved, but ultimately it comes down to it's a group of people working together, and I think our staff have done a great job coming together as a team and trying to get the product in the hands of our customers. So they've done a really good job with it.
I see.
What are the plans for Home Hardware? What are the future plans?
Future plans with Home Hardware would be to have customers come in the door again. But second to that, I mean, there's obviously lots of growth in this particular area right now. So there's lots of opportunity moving forward. Right now, we're more of a retail-focused store, but the growth side of our business, we see more on the contractor and building side in this area. So there's lots to look forward to moving forward.
I see.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, the only thing I guess I'd like to add is being that we're in the early stages of this and to be welcomed into the community of Komoka, Kilworth, it's been a learning experience. It's been a great deal of fun out of the gate for us. We certainly, more than anything, appreciate the community for welcoming us, into their area and supporting us, especially through a pandemic in the early stages. And so we're very fortunate to be in the location that we are, and we owe it a lot to our customers and the surrounding community.
Thank you so much for your time, Greg.
Thank you very much, guys.
It was interesting to learn about the facts of Home Hardware
And how they operate. It's a great place to get all the tools you need, if it's paint, lights, lumber, and they have a very simple and easy curbside pickup. You just order online and they'll have it to you within minutes. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Instagram at Jacob and Emilio Presents.